Let's talk about the Eaton Fire now. It continues to devastate Altadena and Pasadena. It is 15% contained this morning.
And this fire has claimed 6 lives, destroyed some 7,000 structures. Tom Vakar from our sister station in San Francisco is live in Altadena with the latest. Tom, what's it look like this morning?
Have a look for yourself. Now, this is a fire that you need to consider this. Cities and towns evolve slowly. They come and they go, they have more buildings, less buildings, etc. This is the equivalent of a massive heart attack for this town, and it is forever changed. Now, it's 14,000 acre fire, but the real damage has been done here in Altadena. 15% containment, reasonably good on the fire, which is far away from here at this point in time, but you have to get to about 35% before you really have a handle on a fire. Now, those deaths that you talked about are what we know so far. In previous fires I've covered, very often when you have this level of destruction, more may be found. We don't know that, we hope not, but 7,000 structures turns this town into kind of a toxic dump, because all of this stuff, when it is removed, is going to have to be removed to toxic dumps because of all of the chemicals and all of the other hazmat materials within it. So as a result, we have a situation where you have a town which is completely overwhelmed by this. That doesn't mean that it's not going to live on, but what it does mean is a very serious problem for it, and all of this stuff still has to be assessed, evaluated, cleaned up, and that cleanup alone will take months and months and months, and it's just something that the folks here are going to have to live with. We could go on about this, but if you have any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them if I can.
Tom, we appreciate all of your coverage for the past couple of days and all the help you've been giving us and the perspective you had because you covered the historic Paradise Fire. But are there any comparisons that you can make to the Paradise Fire and what happened there, and in terms of the rebuilding and what this community will have to deal with moving forward?
Well, remember, the Paradise Fire was a relatively small town. I think there were 19,000 structures destroyed and a lot of infrastructure, but it was all in one local place, and a lot of that recovery has taken place, many years later. The difference here is that you have one of several of these kinds of situations in the middle of a very large urban environment. So in that sense, it's different. We're starting to see something that's radically different, and that is, we normally saw these kinds of fires up in Lake County, Butte County, places like that. When you talk about Los Angeles County and fires at this scale, this is relatively new in terms of the rapidity of this and the frequency of it that's going on. So in that sense, it's very, very different. Mm-hmm. The other difference is, while there's truly more support around here than a town like Paradise would have, it's much harder to negotiate and to navigate. So as a result, it'll probably slow that down. The other thing is going to be the drain on resources to do all of this cleanup and eventually all of this building. We think we have lots of contractors, but I can tell you from the other fires I've ever covered, what happens is the demand for contractors and the demand for people who can do work on homes and all of that stuff goes radically up, far in excess of what is actually available even in a massive place like the LA Basin. So a lot of people will be licensed to come in from out of state who do this, and they will be coming in here. But what will also follow them will be a lot of scammers that you have to be careful with.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it really just boggles the mind when you think about that. Looking ahead, all of the contractors, all of the construction and reconstruction that we will need in the months and the years, really, to head. Tom Vakar, we really appreciate all of your help this morning and for the past couple of days. We really appreciate it. Thanks, Tom.